the whispers of autumn, an echo of souls. Elias watched as Samuel absorbed the fable, a silent conversation passing between them that transcended words. The rustling leaves seemed to emphasize the poignant truth woven into the tale. But Elias, Samuel began after a long pause, his voice softer now, what if the acorn never fell? What if fear held it captive on the branch, clinging to the familiar, resisting the inevitable? Elias nodded slowly. That is the question that haunts many. Some acorns, indeed, remain clinging. They see only the immediate, the security of their perch. They fear the unknown of the fall, the cold of winter, the uncertainty of growth. They wither on the branch, never knowing the potential that lay dormant within. And is that a tragedy? Samuel asked, his eyes searching. Not inherently, Elias replied thoughtfully. For even in clinging, the acorn contributes. It provides shelter for an insect, a resting place for a bird. It is still a part of the oak, a thread in the tapestry of life. But it misses the fullness of its being, the unique expression of its soul. Elias leaned forward, his voice taking on a more intimate tone. You see, Samuel, the oak does not judge the acorn that falls or the acorn that clings. It simply provides, nourishes, and witnesses. The choice to fall, to grow, to become, is the acorn's alone. And each choice carries its own consequences, its own beauty, its own sorrow. Samuel pondered this, his gaze drifting to a particularly vibrant maple leaf spiraling down. So, meaning is not just in the cycle, but in the choice within the cycle. Precisely, Elias confirmed. It is in the intention we bring to our existence. The leaf that falls with grace, knowing its sacrifice nourishes life, embodies a different kind of meaning than the leaf torn from the branch by a storm. Both return to the earth, but one surrenders with purpose, the other with violence. And what if the acorn sprouts, but is then trampled by a deer, or choked by weeds? Samuel asked, his voice tinged with a hint of despair. Is its purpose then rendered meaningless? Elias placed a gentle hand on Samuel's shoulder. No, my boy, for even in its short life, it enriched the soil, it offered a moment of green to the forest, it nourished the creatures that consumed it. Nothing is ever truly wasted. Every existence leaves an imprint, however fleeting. He continued, think of the rain. Some falls on fertile ground and nourishes life. Some falls on barren rock and seems to disappear without a trace. But even the rain that falls on rock carves a path, shapes the landscape, and eventually, contributes to the flow of rivers that sustain life elsewhere. Elias paused, allowing his words to sink in. The true tragedy, Samuel, is not in the falling, or in the being trampled, but in the refusal to sprout at all. It is in the fear that paralyzes us, preventing us from even attempting to reach for the sun, to send our roots into the earth. He smiled, a knowing glint in his eyes. The universe does not demand that we become mighty oaks. It only asks that we become the best version of the acorn we are meant to be. To embrace our unique potential, to contribute our own small piece to the grand tapestry of existence, with intention, with grace, and with love. Samuel looked out at the forest, seeing it now with new eyes. He understood that the search for meaning was not about finding a grand, preordained purpose, but about embracing the possibilities within each moment, each choice. It was about surrendering to the flow of life, trusting that even in the face of suffering and loss, there was a deeper order, a profound interconnectedness. He stood, a newfound resolve in his step. Thank you, Elias, he said, his voice filled with gratitude. I still have much to learn, but I no longer fear the fall. I will find my own way to sprout, to grow, to contribute, even if it is just a single blade of grass in this vast forest. Elias smiled, watching as Samuel walked away, a young man transformed by the whispers of autumn and the wisdom of an old soul. He knew that Samuel's journey had just begun, but he also knew that he now carried within him the seed of true understanding, a seed that would blossom into a life of meaning, purpose, and grace. The leaves continued to fall, a gentle reminder that even in the midst of endings, there is always the promise of a new beginning. Thank you for listening. If you like our stories, please like and subscribe. Until next time.